Hey everybody, it's Steve Cook with Premier Guitar and PremierGuitar.com. Today, German engineering at its finest, the Glockenklang Steamhammer head. 7.5 pounds, let's just start there. Class D amplifier, it is a 19-inch rack mountable amplifier, so it is easy on your back, or if you just put it in your rack, no big deal. Powerful, hence the name Hammer, which means, I don't know, hammer, power. So 700 watts into 4 ohms, or they could be 380 watts into 8 ohms. They can also be tapped down on the ohmage to 2.7 ohms. There's a little switch on the back, which we'll see shortly, to get you to 900 watts in case you're stranded on an island and need to signal the mainland. Then you put that on. So 900 watts of raw bass power. Today we're not going to be hitting it quite that hard, but it has a lot of features. Glockenklang is well respected in the industry, and this particular amp is for the more discerning player, excuse me, that wants an amp that you can tailor to your exact needs. They have almost not left anything off of this head. All right, so input right here. Then we have an input pad. I am playing an active bass today, so I have the input padded for that top part. We have the gain control. We have a drive section, which is the amount of drive and the level of drive. We will play that and talk about that shortly as well. We have a voicing switch. We have the EQ section here, which is very self-explanatory. It is bass, low mids. It is high mids and then highs. We have an effect level here, and then we have the master volume. Now, backing up just one knob, the effect level is if you have an effect running through the effects loop, or you have an MP3 player, which there's an input on the back as well, then you can control the effect level this way. And that's kind of cool for blends, so if you want to do some different sidechain things or do some different effect things where you don't necessarily need it all, or you want just, subtle. Again, discerning players, there it is, there's control. It's also foot switchable, and we'll talk about the back panel in a second. Today's signal chain is very simple. It is the Yamaha 1024 with an active onboard preamp, Aguilar preamp on there as well. And it's going into the Steamhammer. That is a split signal. We're doing a DI and a mic. The DI is going into an Apogee Quartet into Pro Tools, as is a 57 on the Aguilar cabinet. So in the opener, I had no EQ on the Steamhammer. The bass is set pretty flat, so all you heard was basically the true representation of the instrument through the amplifier with no coloration. So let us go through the EQ section so you can hear exactly how you can tune this thing. So let's activate it. Which, ta-da, green light. So this has a little bit of bass boost, as you can see. And we can crisp it up. I mean, EQ is pretty self-explanatory. Of course, it's to taste. But what's interesting about this is you've got 4 bands of EQ here, and then it's switchable, so you can move some different frequencies around. Hit the wrong button. And again, this is switchable on the back. So why is that important, and why is it important to be switchable? Well, if you move over to this section of the amp, they've given you some more options, and that would be a drive option. So when you engage drive, and play all those notes maybe you shouldn't play as a bass player, but here we are. You can switch the EQ off. Now, again, why is this important? Because maybe you have some sections that you want to play some drive on, you want to do some different EQ things. You don't have to buy maybe some extra pedals, just the on-offs that are sort of included with the amplifier. The pedals aren't included, but the circuitry is. So the drive section, we've got drive level, drive volume. So if you just want a little bit of grit on there, that's cool. Let me turn that EQ back on. Flatten that back up. So now we have another. It's like a you know, some kind of infomercial. But wait, there's more. There is a voice control on here, which is switchable. Basically, it's like a mid scoop. Again, why is this important? Well, because you can now voice it even further. So not only do you have your EQ section, but you have a scoopable voice section to tailor things the way you like. So a lot going on here with the EQ section and with the features on the front panel of this. So let's flip this thing around and let us take a look at the back. And here is the back panel of the Steamhammer. Looks like a lot going on, but it's pretty simple once you break it down. Power switch here, 2 speed-con connections here. We have the headphones. We've got the foot switch sections for drive, for the loop, and for your tuner. This is your ohmage selector if you want to go down to 2.7 and get some of that bump. Then we've got a tuner out. Then we have the loop send and loop return, or MP3 input, however you want to control that. Over here are some mini switches if you're running a loop or if you're running an MP3 player in. We've got the pad for the DI, post and pre, and then we have the DI lift and of course the DI on the end. And one more added bonus to this multifaceted amplifier is, that's right, a tuning mute, which gives you a nice big red indicator saying, hey, we're not on. So there we go. So again, a powerful little amp, a lot of features. Who's gonna play this? Well, just about anybody. It's very light, which we like as we get older, as we carry things up lots of flights of stairs. But it also has a 1/4-inch headphone out, as we talked about, which makes it a great practice amp, dial things in, a great studio pre. So a lot of applications, and again, for a very discerning, you know, bass player that really likes his tone and really likes to dial things in, this is a great choice. So make sure you check this out at your local store, play it for yourself and see what you think about it. Check it out online. There's a review. PremierGuitar.com, maybe. There's also lots of other videos while you're there, so just subscribe. It's just so easy that way. But for Premier Guitar, PremierGuitar.com, this is Steve Cook, and we'll see you real soon.
Don't forget to sign up for PG Perks, your all-access pass to exclusive gear giveaways and discounts on PremierGuitar.com.